Let's bring in trial attorney Lateef Gray, who is watching all of this unfold. Lateef, this prosecutor has taken the position of contention with the defendant on the stand. He didn't start very soft with her or anything like that, really out the gate. He came swinging. What do you think is the best approach with this kind of a witness, and how do you think he's doing?
Well, I think with this witness, he's taking this approach because he doesn't believe a word that she's saying, and he doesn't believe her story, and he's trying to cross-examine her on these details to just show the jury how unbelievable her story is in light of all the other evidence that they've heard thus far. So I've seen it done like this before, especially when you have a witness whom you believe is the real culprit and you don't believe a word that that witness says. So you take a hardline approach where you cross-examine them and you are loud and you're trying to stress to the jury that this witness is not to be believed. So I've seen it done like this before.
She's focused a lot on the jury. That's usually a good tactic. Do you think that's working for her, where she really isn't even paying attention to the prosecutor? She wants to put her focus on the jury when she's responding.
I mean, that's a good tactic for a witness to use, but I don't think it's effective in this case, given that there's a bunch of evidence that she's a murderer, if you will, which includes her own daughter stating as much, and which includes her actions after the incident where she went on the lam for about 15 years. So I understand that that's how witnesses are trained to testify, to look at the jury and try to make eye contact and connect with the jury. But in this case, given the other facts, I don't think it's effective.
Not quite working out. We will see how it unfolds. Lateef, thank you for that analysis. Let's squeeze in a break. You won't miss a minute of this cross-examination. We'll get you right back into the courtroom where we left off. We are going to hit the pause button on this testimony. You're not going to miss a moment. We are reaching the top of the hour. Let's bring back in trial attorney Lateef Gray, see what he thinks about what we've seen so far. Lateef, I've noticed a shift. In the beginning, during direct, she spoke very lovingly about her husband, Roberto Carabello. And then during this cross, it seems to have changed a bit. She started attacking his faith, saying he's not a born-again Christian. He wasn't reading the Bible. All this happening on Good Friday, no less. Lateef, your thoughts about what's happening inside the courtroom right now?
Well, she's being cross-examined, and this often happens on cross-examination. You know, usually on direct, the witness is given some softball questions that they've been prepped for and know the answers to. But here on cross, she's being asked about all the minor details leading up to the incident, and it's not looking too good for her because she's being impeached on a lot of minor points as well as major points.
Do you think this was the only move she could make? I'm sure her attorneys advised her against this. We heard them ask the judge, hey, instruct her again, make sure she knows the risks of this. But did she feel that the case was just too strong without her taking the stand to at least try?
That's definitely what she felt, especially when you have witnesses, including your own daughter, pointing the finger at you. The only way you can rebut that is to get on the stand and say, it wasn't me, and what those witnesses said wasn't true. Now, whether a jury believes it or not, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, we didn't hear from Deneen. Is that a problem for the state when we only know what she told investigators about her mother, but we don't have her testifying?
Probably not, given the nature of the other evidence, probably not. You know, you've heard from her daughter who was involved with the murder, pointing the finger at her, so that's probably enough.
They do have Chris McMillan, the daughter's alleged boyfriend at the time, who testified and was the star witness for the state. Lateef Gray, thank you so much for joining us this hour and lending your expertise.